Hey people, I wanted to I want to make this video today to help shed some light on and define for you guys and for myself what I want to do with the channel. And I want to find something that I have a talent to share with you guys that's valuable, that will actually make a difference for you in your life. And it always seems like everything to me kind of runs around and ties back to gospel concepts and speaking about God and about life in general, and how it seems to me they connect together very, very well. And that's what it's about. The gospel isn't about being like a perfect Christian. It's not about being a perfect person at all, really. It's about being a better person. It's about who you are in your heart and about who you're becoming. And it surprises me that so many people dislike Christians because they're just trying to be good people. And it's true that a lot of people who go to church, a lot of people who attend church can seem very hypocritical, can be very judgmental. But it's also funny to me because most people are kind of like that, not just people who go to church. Everybody's not perfect. And just because you go to church doesn't mean that you're like a perfect person. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. You go because you're trying to be better and you're trying to make sense of the world, like me. And I'm just feel like, man, I've been married for almost 10 years this November. I have 4 sons with my wife, and the oldest is 8, the youngest is 2. And I just feel like I've failed the entire way. Truly, I feel like I've just been failing my way forward the entire time. It's basically been like paycheck to paycheck the whole time. And a lot of me inside is just frustrated. My marriage, my relationship could be better. I could be better. And it's also a lot better than it's been, I don't know, man. I feel like God calling me to create a channel and help other people heal, because I've had a lot of healing. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that, but that's what I want to do. And I was just feeling a bit frustrated. Been feeling frustrated about it the last few days. And I'm like, I'm just going to make a video about how I'm frustrated, because maybe I'm sure that's how a lot of other people are. Just money's so tight right now. Things are so difficult. Relationships are strained. I almost feel like there's a big storm, like a big spiritual storm coming through and passing, through all of us. And it's super challenging time right now in a lot of ways. I remember when I was growing up, my mom didn't have a phone. Nobody had phones, really. And I remember she got one, and it was like a little Nokia, it wasn't even a flip phone. It was just like a tiny little thing that had no battery life. And now everyone has a phone, and everyone has a TV, and everyone has social media, and it's wild, and it's really, really amazing and incredible. And I think in a lot of ways it's super unhealthy. Everything on a phone, every app, every piece of social media is designed to keep you on it as long as possible, right? Dopamine hits and all that kind of stuff you've heard about. It's designed to keep you on it and keep you addicted to it. But then you can get caught up in doing that so much that you're not listening to the small voice of inspiration within yourself. You're not listening to how you're feeling. You're just going to consume content. You're going to watch, I don't know, I like to watch a lot of games. They're entertaining to me. I like video games a lot, or I like whatever. I can watch a lot of stuff and it's entertaining to me, but it can it allows me to shut off and stop thinking and just watch the screen and do this and try to escape my problems and how I feel. And also, consequently, I stop being able to hear God's still small voice and the things that are important that He'll remind me of if I sit and hold still long enough or pray. Man, it's beautiful outside. Beautiful. Look at those trees. Look at that sunlight. Love it. Anyway, life is tumultuous, but I think it's really important for me to take the time, and for everybody to take the time to just like chill, like relax. Don't listen to anything. Don't hear anything. Just sit and listen. Maybe listen to those trees outside or whatever, and start feeling how you're feeling. Because if you just keep pushing it down, which is another thing I've done a lot through my life, I just suppress all my emotions, and I try to just stay headstrong and keep going. And that's not a good way to do it either. Like, you got to have grit in this life. You got to be able to have that. But if you never stop to pop open the hood, check the check engine light on yourself, I was like a volcano. I would do it until I would just erupt, and I'd have a fit, and I would be like so mad and angry and rage, and just basically have a mental breakdown and be super upset and feel all those emotions I suppressed all at once, but not be able to identify what those emotions were, because I wasn't taught growing up like how to do that. I didn't know how to like understand how I was feeling. I didn't know how to understand what was happening inside me. I just knew I was so upset that I was ready to smash my car with a sledgehammer, or I was ready to just run that thing off the road, or something crazy. Like, I was just ready to go do that. Like, big self-sabotage moments. And it's not like that anymore. I found there's been a lot of healing since then. You know, a lot of healing of trauma or just bad patterns of mindset. And now here I am. And it's like I'm a lot stronger than I was, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. I have a lot more confidence as a man and as a father and husband. And I'm still realizing and recognizing mistakes that I make that hurt me, things that hurt my wife, things that might hurt my children. You know, if my relationship with my wife isn't as good as it can be, then good or bad, whatever's going on in your relationship rains down on your children. And so, like, we're doing pretty good, you know. Like, I think, like I said, things have been on an uphill, you know. Like, things are going better, way better. Like, inside of me, 10,000% better. But there's more to do, and I feel God calling me to make videos. And I just really want to connect with you guys and find what it is that works. I don't just want to, like, reaching and grasping for straws, you know. I don't want to bring you guys something that isn't valuable. I don't just want to ramble, which is kind of what I'm doing today. But I want to connect, and I think the best way to do that is just to be open and honest and vulnerable. And here I am. I'm just kind of frustrated, you know. I'm trying to make it. I feel like I've just been failing the whole time. Like, in my life. There's been lots of great moments too. I'm not saying I'm just a failure, because I'm not. But I think a lot of life is just a struggle. If you guys can relate to that, let me know. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to put myself before an audience, like, to connect with people, to the possibility of being able to give someone like a real service and do something. Because I've worked a lot of jobs in my life, done a lot of construction. I worked fast food for a number of years. But I've always had a sense that, like, there's something I could be doing more for people. And that's what this channel is an attempt at. That's what this video is an attempt at. And I want to take the talents and my interests and put them to good use in service of others. And I honestly, that's the greatest thing I'll do. You know, the greatest thing I'll do is raise my family and have these kids and be with my wife and connect with people. And that's where I find the most joy. Like, you're hanging out with your buddy. I'm hanging out with my buddy, and we're just laughing and truly having, like, a great time. And, you know, there's a lot of joy that comes from that. There's a lot of joy that comes from making it through difficult times. So I want to encourage you guys to just keep going, because I'm going to keep going. And if you're out there somewhere making it and I'm making it, we're making it together, you know? I'm tired. cool. Hat on backwards, baby. Cool guy. The breeze is going. I can feel fall coming. The winter's coming too. I worked outside a lot of winters. It's cold. Might have to do it again this winter. That'll be alright. Kind of wondering who's there listening to me. Anyway, I might just start rambling, so I think I'll call it here. There's a fly on my head. So, thanks you guys. If you're seeing this, just thanks for seeing me. Because I really struggle with feeling unwanted and not being desired. And, you know, I'm not looking to anybody specifically to fix that for me. But it's nice, you know, like if I see someone comment or anything, it's pretty cool. Anyway, stay safe out there, y'all. Talk to you soon.